welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today it is time to choose the palettes that I will be using for the month of February. I'm gonna go over the palettes that were chosen for me and that I used last month and rank them from most used to least used, or actually the other way around, from least used to most used. I also have at least, I think, just one look with each palette that I'll include as I'm talking about each one, and then we'll use Google's random number generator to generate the next 5 palettes that we'll be using for the month of February. I'm very excited. Last month I had some really great options chosen for me, and yeah, we'll get into my thoughts on all of them. So starting off with the least used is not that surprising. It's this one right here. This is the Kaleidos Futurism VR Neon palette, and if you're not familiar with what the inside looks like, this is what it looks like. It is bright, it is beautiful. I love the formula of these shadows so much. I only created one look with it, but I really did love the look that I came up with. It was bright, it was fun, but January is not really a month that I think of when I think of bright and fun eyeshadow. That's just me, but I did come up with one very orange and sparkly and pretty look that you'll have already seen or will be seeing currently on the screen. This was fun. Not the best choice for January, but I did enjoy using it at least one time this month. And then my second least used palette is one that I'm actually wearing today. So I created this very simple look with this palette, and then I have one other look that I will pop on the screen, and it is the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory Storybook Cosmetics palette. This one right here. This is another one where it's it's simply just full of a lot of bright shadows. It's also full of like a lot of not totally cohesive shadows. Like I mean I created the look that I have on my eyes. I just used Augustus Gloop and Charlie Bucket, so just those 2 shades to create the shadow look on my eyes, which I think is really pretty, but it is very simple. The other look that I created, I actually can't remember. I think it incorporated, I don't know, you'll see it on the screen. I can't remember, but I know that I used this one other time and used more of the brighter shades in here. This was fine. This isn't my favorite formula. The shimmery shadow, the Charlie Bucket shadow right up in this top corner is fine. It's definitely not a great shimmer. The mattes in here though do blend relatively well even for a more dry formula, but the shimmer shades definitely leave much to be desired. So I used both of those, not a lot, which isn't that surprising at all. And then out of the next 3 palettes, I think that this one, which I'm kind of surprised I didn't reach for more, is the one right in the middle, my third most used palette, which is this one right here. This is my ColourPop magnetic palette that is full of my Sydney Grace and ColourPop eyeshadows. So these 4 rows right here have my Sydney Grace eyeshadows, and then the last 2 have ColourPop and I think an ABH shadow. I think I used this 3 times. Once I did a palette bingo that's already up on my channel, and I think that's the one you'll be seeing. The little bit of footage that I'll incorporate is the one you'll be seeing. And then I used it yesterday, and I used one of the green shades. I think I used, no, I think I used these 2 shades right here. I wish I would have gotten some footage. But that was really pretty. I wanted to get at least a little bit more use out of this. I did use some of the more neutral shades once, and then so I think I only used it 3 times. Once for a palette bingo, once so I could get some use out of these really pretty blue shimmers over here, and then once with some of the neutral shades. So I didn't pull for this as much as I thought I was going to, but I did have a lot of fun with this, and the shades are just so pretty. All right, and then I have 2 palettes left. The first is one that I used more towards the beginning of the month, and it is the Going Coconuts palette. This one's really great for just super simple, easy eye looks. The next 2 palettes that I'm going to talk about I used even more, one of which is my Project Pan palette, and then the other one is my most used out of the 5 that were chosen for me. But this one, I probably maybe used this like 5 times, so not too much. I primarily pulled for the 2 matte shades in here, Lovely Bunch and Culotta, and then some of the shimmer shades. And I guess I actually pulled for quite a bit of this. I used Nutty, this dark brown shade, quite a bit for a smoked out liner. So I definitely pulled for this palette a lot for a lot of different uses, but not as much as I used this next one. So this was the one that I used the most out of the ones that were chosen for me, and this is the Blushing Berries by Dose of Colors, and this is losing the brush. This is an all matte palette, and I used this so much because I was trying to get use out of my Super Shock shadow, which is in a Project Pan, and this is like a mauvey purpley pink shimmer shade, so it paired really perfectly with this. I used the lightest matte shade in here the most, but I also used the second one quite a bit, and then sometimes I dipped into these two. I love the formula of the Dose of Colors palettes. And yeah, I reached into this one a lot. Along with, oh, actually I have two to kind of mention. This one probably falls right in the middle, and I almost forgot to mention it because I just kind of, it wasn't chosen for me, but I mentioned in my last month's video that I was gonna try and use this. And it is the Natasha Denona Mini Zendo palette. I got this for Christmas. I used this probably a total of 4 times last month, and I love it. I love this. It's just like so easy to use and so easy to blend. I adore this so much. So I thought I'd mention it real fast because I mentioned it real fast last time. Okay, back to the other one that I used quite a bit this month, and it is this one right here. This is the Master Palette by Mario. I just wanted to mention it real fast that I did use it quite a bit, but I'm not going to show you what the inside looks like. I know. Because this is my Project Pan That palette for the year of 2021, and no spoilers. So I did get some good use out of this, which feels pretty good, and hopefully means I'll be able to get an update up sooner rather than later. Okay, so all of these palettes are going to go back into my collection, and we are going to pull for all new palettes for the month of February. I have got Google's random number generator pulled up here. I have a total of 46 palettes, which also includes some of my single shadows. So let's choose. This is like my favorite video to film nowadays. Okay. Oh no, what did I just do? Generate. 18 is, oh, okay, exciting. All right, let's see. The first palette for the month of, yep, this one right here, for the month of February is a Tarte palette. It is this one right here. This is the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette. This, I'm pretty excited about this. This is full of beautiful shimmers. We've got lots of neutrals in here, and then we also have lots of colorful shades. I'd say about half and half. This middle shade I might try and use, but it's definitely not that great. Very excited about this. Okay. 30. Ooh, wait. Was this chosen in December? I can't remember what palettes were chosen during December. Let me check real fast, because I'm trying to get through all of my palettes before I circulate through them, unless it's been like a significant amount of time. Yes, okay, so the next palette that was chosen was the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, but that was just chosen for me not this last month, but the month before that. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip over that one. If it gets chosen for me in like a few more months, then that's fine, but because I just used it, we're gonna go ahead and call an override. So 40, all right. Oh, alrighty then. Okay, I need to dig deep into this, my palette drawer, because it is a large palette that is at the very bottom. All right, palette number 2 that was chosen for us. This bad boy. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe. I'm sure a lot of you probably know what this looks like. It is the last Morphe palette I will probably ever buy, and the last one that I had. I used to own at least like 3 of them, but I decluttered those a long time ago, but I do really like this palette. So here we have it. This might be a good option for a palette bingo. You'll have to let me know out of all the ones that are chosen for me today if you'd like to see a palette bingo on any of them. That's exciting. All right, I think I'll get it. I think this will be pretty well used, but we'll have to see. 10. Ooh, actually it's behind me. Very exciting. Okay, so palette number 3 is this one right here, the Zodiac palette, a collaboration between ColourPop and Kathleen Lights, full of very fun and exciting shades. There's definitely not a ton of use in here. There's some shades that are more used than others, but okay, I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with the 3 that have been chosen so far. I mean, I like all the palettes in my collection, so that's no surprise. But we're definitely getting a good array of like brands and palette types. So let's see what palette number 4 has in store for us. 23. Palette number 4 is this one right here, the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palette. This is definitely one of my favorite palettes, especially for travel. It's a super easy palette to use, mostly mattes, a couple of really pretty shimmers. I do have a fair amount of use in here, especially this middle shade. Maybe I'll be able to hit pan this month. Probably not, but maybe. Very exciting. All right, and our last palette, 2. Oh, 2 is actually, I should maybe like take this off the list, is the Master Palette by Mario. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose one more since this is already my Pan That Palette for the year of 2021. I'm already using it. We'll go ahead and choose another. 41. Well, this is exciting. So the last palette that we will be using, that I will be using for the month of February is this one right here. This, oh, there we go, now you can see it. This is my Lethal Cosmetics Magnetic Palette that is full of, you guessed it, Lethal Cosmetics shadows. I'm really excited. I haven't used my Lethal Cosmetics shadows in a hot minute, so I am pretty excited to dip into this. I think I actually will probably be able to combine the Jaclyn Hill palette with this palette. I think this is a really great array of palettes for the month of February. I am pretty stoked. There you have it. Those are the palettes that I'll be using for the month of February. If you like these videos, definitely consider subscribing. I will have a Shop My Stash video coming up right after this one, so if you don't want to miss that, again, consider subscribing. And if you like this video, you like this concept, maybe give it a thumbs up. It helps me out quite a bit. And I think that is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.